Well, welcome to the Steve Clifton podcast. He is I is him. Welcome to episode 11 already. Still haven't canceled me. Still working on getting canceled. Anyways, if this is the first time you listen to the show, what happened? Did you accidentally get over here or you looking for somebody else? Anyways, welcome. If you're a first time listener, I tell all three of my listeners that this is my weekly therapy session. I'm a broke comedian that's unemployed, and I need therapy, but I can't afford it. So I just come in here and talk to myself. I've been doing that for 25 years, anyways. And you listen to me. It's weird that when you record these podcasts, everything is like backwards. Like you turn your head here, turn your head here. I need to fix that. Anyways, for you guys checking me out on YouTube, look, production team stepped up. I got me some production behind here in my background. Finally, I got the Dallas Mavericks when they won the finals in 2011, the magical team. I got the Sports Radio 1310, the ticket flag there. Been listening to them since day one. What, 94, 95? The last time the Cowboys were in the Super Bowls, whenever the ticket started. And then I got my Chris Stapleton, my man crush. I don't know. I still like Chris Stapleton. I love his music and everything, but kind of like, I've heard it. But he's greatness. Seen him live twice. Both times was amazing. If you like country music and a little bit of blues and a little bit of rock all mixed together, you'll like some Chris. But yeah, my production team, which is this guy named Steve Clifton, which it's me. Went in the garage and put that up, so you wouldn't have to stare at that clock like I'm like waiting for my parole or whatever. But welcome to episode 11. My wife's a Vikings fan. That's why the Vikings cut. They fired their coach. Hit me up at on all the social medias, trying to catch up with the kids here. You can email me if you're 97 years old at steveclifton7808@gmail.com. You can hit me up at Steve Clifton on TikToker, at Steve_Clifton on TikTok. Or what's the other one I got now? Oh, I got Twitter. It's at Steve_Clifton. You're not going to do any of those. I don't know why I say it. Anyways, just kidding. What's going on? What's good in your hood? I like to start out every podcast on a positive note. What's good? What's going on? What'd you do this week? What you got going on? I ran the boards for my church this past Sunday. I didn't run the boards. I ran like the computer program slideshow. There's more to that than you would think. If you go to church and they have a worship team and a band, all that stuff, there's more to that than you think. They just don't show up and set up. They come early, practice. It's the real deal, real microphones and test mic checks. And it's a lot of stuff until. So I've been learning a little bit. I did the slideshow this week, which is basically the production like you see up on the screen. Like whenever if you watch church online, that's what you're seeing there. A little whenever the lyrics and when the preacher when he's preaching, if he has a particular phrase or whatever, you put it up on the screen and go back and forth. It's really fun. Went by really fast. It's really fun. I'm actually going to practice tonight because I'm going to actually start learning the musical side of it. I think everybody has a talent. We were all born with something. If you're a guitar player, that's obvious. It comes to you at a young age. Piano, all that stuff. So you got to keep trying stuff, and you never know, you might catch that thing that you were supposed to do. So that's what I just keep trying different things there. So I'm going to try that. My music, I was in marching band in high school. Most of y'all know that. If you don't, you do now. I love music. If my wife tells me all the time, my friends, if there was either a music Jeopardy, I need to go on that because I could name songs within one note, two note. Just a music nerd. But I think I play marching band. I think my ear is better than my actual performing. I tried guitar a couple years ago. I don't have enough patience for guitar. You have a lot of patience for guitar. I think I would be better on drums, but I can't afford them. So this will work. Trying it out, listening to highs and lows, and I don't know. I'm learning. So I did that last Sunday. We'll learn some more of that. What else did I do this week? Oh, I went to my daughter's like, Dad, let's go to the high school basketball game. We get in free because I've noticed here recently, especially with girls, kids in general, they're trying to get them back into sports and off the phones. Whenever I'm not doing get off my yard this week, but whenever I was a little kid, that's all we did. You went outside and played sports. You went to the local park that you walked, 3 or 4 miles with your friends with a couple of baseballs and bats, and you played baseball all day, or you played basketball, or you played football. And then when you came home, you watched baseball. You watch, now they got too many options. So there's this big initiative to get kids back into sports, especially girls and basketball. So I noticed that they've been doing free camps and stuff. So they tried to get the girls. So me and my daughter went up to the high school over here and got in free, which is in my budget, and went to the basketball game. And man, those girls can run. They're playing some defense. This ain't no, they were playing some basketball. They had the whole production too, the music and the defense, and the guy was like, number 31 foul, so it was like legit. And I was like, man, this is awesome, man. Live sports is so much better. TV is great, but live sports is it's just totally different element. It's way faster. You're still looking at your cell phone, but not as much. But glad to win. It was really good. The boys came out during halftime. I guess they were playing afterwards, and they were shooting around and doing slam dunks. And it was like, man, these kids can play. It's crazy. I'm never really good at basketball. Baseball was always my thing. Not good at basketball. Too much running. It's a lot of running in basketball. A lot of running, going back and forth. I got a little 2-point shooter down. Threes I can't handle. Football, nah, I'm too fragile. I've broken so many bones. I'm too fragile for football. We used to play band football after the games, and then we'd play. And I'm surprised I'm alive. But baseball was easier for me, a little bit more slow paced. I don't know, which was really weird because my wife tells me, you're the most impatient person I know, but you watch a 9-inning baseball game. Weird. Yeah, so baseball was my thing there. Anyways, other than that, what I do this week is I'm still doing the job search. Frustrating. It seems like every place it says they're hiring. We're hiring. We're short staffed. We're hiring. We're short staffed. We're hiring. And then you go and apply for everything, and like nobody ever calls you back. Or you get that generic letter. Thank you for your response to the merchandising position, but unfortunately at this time we decided to go with somebody else. I hate that email. I shouldn't say that word hate, but anyways, that's what's going on. What's going on, y'all? So hit me up like on all my social platforms there. Next segment we're going to go talk about is what's on your mind. This is where I like to talk about random things that like pop in my mind every week. Well, Bob Saget's gone unexpectedly. Isn't it weird now when a celebrity dies? It's like, is it real? Let's wait. TMZ said it. It's probably real. Bob Saget died, found in a motel. And anytime a comedian, especially comedians, because I'm hanging around a bunch of them, comedians are a different breed of people. I would say we are a different breed of people, but I haven't really been in that game that much. But I'm still like them, and I still talk to some of them. We're up and down. We're the most roller coaster people ever. One day we're like, oh, it's the best show ever, and I can't wait. And the next day I hate myself. I'm using that word again. So First thing I thought of was he killed himself because I mean, it's really those highs are high and those lows are lows. But they're saying there's no drugs found, no foul play. Rest in peace, Bob Saget. What happened? I'm not so like I said, I'm old school. So the first recollection in my brain, recollection. I'm redneck, I can't say words or spell them. I mean, look, I got Stapleton right behind my head. Was probably Full House. Everywhere you go. Yeah, Full House. Full House was a big player when I was a kid. TGIF on Friday night, Full House came on. Oh yeah, was it Full House and Family Matters but yeah, Full House was a big player in my childhood. Olsen twins. Yeah. Dave Coulier was on there, Uncle Jesse. Cut it out. Yeah. So yeah, it was a big player in my house, Bob Saget's a lot of people's dads. I didn't have any, I guess, from watching that show. And he always had that moment at the end when the music starts playing. Stephanie, sometimes in life, I don't think they do that in shows no more. But anyways, and then really after that, America's Home Videos was huge. He was the host of America's Home Videos. For you youngins, it's like YouTube on TV, or more like Ridiculousness, a cleaner version of Ridiculousness. I can say that word right, Ridiculousness. And basically where people send in videos of them falling or birthday cake blowing up, and they would go through there. So he was on that show. Corny writing now. After a while there, it's like the writers in the show suck. I just take the hat off. Gray hair like bad, dude. I'm getting old. Anyways, he was on there for a long time. And then I think the thing that's closest to my heart with him is one of my favorite shows of all time. Go ahead and start hating on me in the comments. Is How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, people hate on me for that. And liking Creed. How I Met Your Mother is a great show, and he was the narrator of that. He was if you hadn't seen the show, it's basically a bunch of 20, 30-year-olds, and their daily things going on. And it's really like a How I Met Your Mother, like How I Eventually Met Your Mother. It's like really supposed to be him talking to like his two kids, and Bob Saget narrated that. I don't know. He did stand up, really dirty. Really, really dirty. I didn't really care for it. I think he was better at the acting thing, the hosting thing. Once again, obviously, I'm not hating on his. He's successful, so. But rest in peace, Bob Saget. These celebrities keep dropping. My daughter's 12. She's like, Dad, a lot of celebrities keep dying. I'm like, yeah, it's been happening forever. You're gonna be sitting there and be thinking, man, is such and such alive? You Google it. Oh, he died. Oh, yeah, he died that year. So it's just part of life. Circle of life. All right. So what else is random thoughts? So is anybody, I know, here we go. Y'all can hate on me again. I'm 40. I don't even know how old I am. 43 years old and I still play video games. Come on. But I play video games online. I used to play GTA 5 online. I don't anymore. I used to play Red Dead online. I don't anymore. Still play Madden online. And all three games, I've noticed that people don't change their battery in their fire detector. Deep. You ain't got a 9-volt? Deep. Last time you went to Walmart to get some cereal, you didn't think about, the fire detector? Deep. And I know these newer homes, these newer age homes, you got more advanced systems now, but I'm talking about the old school little circular fire alarm with a little button on there. Deep, just always deep. First off, how does that annoy you? Tell me you sleeping all night. Deep. There ain't no way. It's annoying me, and I've heard it 3 times. What's your address? Let me I'll Amazon you some batteries. And then this is how my brain works. Then it's like, so is batteries that important anymore? They are important. but they're not important as they were when we were in the 80s. Now with a cell phone, actually a cell phone, there's a battery in it, but you can't, go in an 8 volt. It ain't a AAA battery in your batteries were a big player back in the day, dude. You always had to have batteries on hand, especially AAA and AA. Wouldn't it always be horrible? The remote's dead. Oh man, what size is it? AA. Oh, we don't have any AA's. You take a AA out of something that don't matter, forget about it, never replace it. They had those weird size, like a C battery. It's like huge, and like a D battery. It'd be like something you'd put like in a flashlight. Battery. Yeah, I'm 43 years old. I'm talking about battery talk here on the Steve Clifton podcast. Anyways, change your alarm and at least change the battery in your fire alarm. What if your house burns down? Be annoying us over here in Texas. You're beep, beep. Every time I hear it, I always talk trash to them too. Change it. Anyways, and the last thing that's on my mind before we get to the next segment is insurance company commercials. Overloaded. Geico, Allstate, all of them constantly on YouTube, on your phone. If you watch football, you definitely know. I'm going to ask you a question. Does those commercials work? Is anybody ever sitting there on the middle of watching their Sunday football, enjoying a nice sandwich, and, oh, you know what? I think I might switch to Allstate. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think anybody's been on their phone, checking their email, clicking an email, and a Geico commercial comes up, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to stop what I'm doing at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go to geico.com and sign up. I just don't really get like the overload of them, and it's just constant mayhem, that guy, and it's just like they just come up with different ones. The Flow, Progressive, I don't know, just so many of them. If you work for an insurance company, you're probably like, I wish I had commercials. I just don't know. Does it work? I get it on radio maybe, but I don't think anybody's sitting there watching 600-pound life on Discovery Channel and during commercials is like getting some Fritos and thinking, oh, you know what? I need to call Allstate tomorrow. Anyways, that's just how my brain works. Don't judge me. So I'm going to introduce a new segment here, try and change things up. It's 2022. I'm probably going to get a lot of heat on this, but what else am I doing? I ain't got no job. This is a new segment. I'm going to call it Overrated. So in life in general, you hear people talk about stuff all the time, but oh my God, have you seen that? Or this is awesome. Or that person. So this is just my personal opinion. And like I said, I like Creed, so you can hate on me on that. And I like How I Met Your Mother. I get hate on that all the time. What else? Nickelback was great. I get hate on that. But see, these are some items I've noticed here recently that I say tap the brake on, like slow down a little bit, that are just overrated. And the first person, Chuck Norris, overrated. Now, Chuck Norris could probably kick my butt. Not probably, could. And, he came over here and he's trained some of the greatest Brazilian jiu-jitsu people of all time. Some that I've met, but the whole culture thing of Chuck Norris, the whole meme thing, anything you see online, tap the break. You know what? Bruce Lee kicked Chuck Norris's butt. Let's see, Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris. Come on, man. Steven Seagal's breaking people's arms, rewinding it and watching it again. I'm not saying Chuck Norris is not good. That's just slow down. This one's obvious. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart made more money on doing comedy stand-up tour than anybody ever in the history of the world. One of the richest comedians of all time. And still to this day, I've never laughed at anything he's ever said. I don't really get it. Like I said, not hating on him because he's obviously more successful than me. I'm doing a podcast with makeshift background behind me, but I don't get it. I've seen some of the movies he's in. I don't get it. I watch his stand up. I've seen him on late night talk shows. I don't know. Kenan Thompson's funnier than him. Anyways, I'm gonna save that one. This next one for on my notes here. I'm gonna save that one for the end because I'm gonna get the most heat. Here's one, Nirvana. And I was right in the middle of the age of Nirvana when it came out. I'm not saying they're a bad band. It's just over because he died, overhyped. I mean, they had some good songs, but after a while, I don't know. Just they're okay. Sushi, not because I'm redneck. Sushi overrated. Well, have you tried it? Yes, I've tried it. I've tried all these. Well, where did you get a spring roll? Was it real? I've tried all the sushi you can think of. One of my best friends was Asian. He used to take me to the sushi place all the time, and no, thank you. I'll pass. Texture's weird. It tastes funny. Yeah. Couple more here. Papa John's pizza. Overrated. Greasy. I want to see my toppings. They have the toppings with cheese. Overpriced. Isn't it crazy how these Papa John's included? They'll send you this place. Get this meal right here. You get 2 mediums, a cheesy bread, and a 2-liter for $19.99. You're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. It'll feed my whole family. And then you get on the internet, and by the time you add the fee and the tip, it's $10 more. It's like I didn't even. You paid for the tip. Papa John's overrated. In-N-Out Burger overrated. Bad. Especially if you talk to somebody from California. Overrated. They built here one in my town, and for like the first 7 months, the line was all the way around where I'm like, I'll pass. And then finally, whenever the hype went over, I was like, I'm gonna go over here and check it out and see what's going on. And I got a burger and fries. What? I got like a better burger at my house. First off, it was cold. I don't get it. Their fries are horrible. Sometimes I want to go and like, can I just give me another burger instead of the fries? The price is cheap. I can see why, because it ain't all that. Overrated. And the last one on today's segment of overrated is probably the one I'm going to get the most hate about. I love country music. Not here recently. I'm more of a 70s, 80s, 90s, some early 2000s. Not really. I don't really care for a lot of country acts now, but I love some country music. And first off, that people hate on me for that anyways. Secondly is I think that George Strait is overrated. Yeah, he's a hate on this one. Not saying he's not good. He's great. Wrote a lot of good songs, but overrated. Like people, Garth Brooks way better. Brooks and Dunn way better. Let me keep going. Randy Travis, I think, is better. Give me some. I don't know. Just, he's good. George Strait's good, but overrated. Is that just me? Anyways, if you like this list, or if you want to suggest a list, or some other people you list, leave a comment below, or send me an email at steveclifton7808@gmail.com. If you're 97 years old, I'd give you my phone number, but then you would text me too much and I wouldn't respond. Anyways, moving along here. Also got I'm debuting 2 new segments today. I'm being so thankful to y'all, and I'm in a good mood today. Why? I don't know. I'm alive. You wake up and you're alive, thank God. Seriously, thank God, and be happy. This new segment's called Anxiety. What? How many of y'all have anxiety? You ever be at church and they'll be praying or whatever, and the preacher, the pastor's like, some of y'all just slip up your hand. That's me. I got anxiety, man. I wake up with anxiety. I have anxiety while I'm sleeping. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is, but you're not my real therapist. I don't have a real therapist, but I just have anxiety, and it's for people who suffer from anxiety. It's hard to when you have anxiety to focus on one thing at a time. Like I'm never doing just one thing or just focusing or thinking. Even right now, I'm doing this podcast and I'm thinking about what I'm doing after this and tomorrow morning. And I'm thinking about the conversation that I'm going to have with somebody 3 weeks from now. It's just can't control it all down to one. I hear when I was watching the Michael Jordan documentary thing, they said that Michael Jordan was the greatest at being in the moment. I don't know how to do that. It's really hard. It's gotten better since I started going to church and reading, the Bible and stuff, but it's still hard for me. It's hard, 3 or 4 things going. Like for instance, whenever if was to say, the kids, the daughter went to bed, my wife went to bed, I got some me time. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna chill out. I'll sit on the couch. I'll turn the video game on. I'll be playing Madden, looking at TikTok in one hand, joke book sitting there writing stuff. It's like I can't just do one for 45 minutes. Can't just do another thing. It's just like I got to be doing 3 or 4 things at one time. I don't know what it is. I repeat myself a lot. Like if you know me, if you're friends with me, or if you've ever worked with me, if you've ever known me, you'll know that. Yes, Steve, I heard you the first time. We're gonna go tomorrow at 7, right? Yeah, it's at 7 tomorrow, right? It's still at 7, So I don't, and a lot of times it's just like me making. I'm not planning on doing it. It's just like sometimes it's like creating conversation. Like I think I can't just have silence in between like me and another person. It's awkward to me. Like I'll give you 2 examples. Like my wife all the time, she'll tell me what's for dinner, and then like 4 hours later, like I know it's nachos, but in my brain's like, so conversation piece. What's for dinner? I already told you. Oh yeah. I got a friend named Brian. He tells me that all the time too. You don't like silence. You can't stand for it to be silence in between conversations, like on group messages or whatever. I don't know. I just there's anxiety. I'm thinking, is that person mad at me because they looked at my message and then that whole where they could look at your message and you don't know, or you don't, or that whole thing on Facebook or Apple or whatever, or like if someone can read your message and don't, that's not for me. Anyways, planning out conversations in my head. Like so and so's coming this weekend. So in the shower, I'll be like, okay, so when he walks up to me, he says, I'm gonna say, well, the other day I was thinking about it. I can't just let stuff just like happen. It's gotta this is definitely talking to a therapist. I don't know. I tell you what it's from. It's from growing up in the 80s. I know we didn't do the get off my lawn segment, but growing up in the 80s and having to hustle and I'm living with a single mom, and I learned how to, I had an alarm clock when I was 12, 8, getting up, get my brother ready, cleaning dishes. So it's always like, and then, so anxiety, what? So what's your anxieties? Everybody has different ones. Like on Messenger or even back in the day, I'll send a message to somebody and then I'll go back and look at it and I'll go back and look at it. Or if it's like a voice message, I'll listen to it like 7 times. Or if they send me one, I'll listen to it like 8 times. That's the whole repeat thing. Same thing with like songs. Like if I get a CD back in the day when you had CDs, burnt CD, I don't know why. I don't ever listen to the whole song. I don't listen to the whole song. It's 40 seconds in, next song. 50 seconds in, next song. Go back to the first song. That's why I like TikTok. That's why I like TikTok, because everything's like 30 seconds. When someone sends you, one of your friends sends you a video, it's like 4 minutes and 32 seconds. I'll watch that. Excuse me, I don't have a cough button, but yeah, plan everything out. Just go with the flow. It's so hard for me. I can't just go with the flow. When you go with the flow, you lose control. You're letting everybody control the situation, and I feel like I have to be in control. Anyways, what's your anxieties? We all got different ones. Email them in or not. We'll still talk about it again. So one more segment before we get to your favorite segment, Alive at 5. This one's called Don't trust humans. Humans can't be trusted, y'all. You can't. Humans are messy. And, people, they've been giving you signals for like years, just nobody pays attention to. Because I have anxiety, I pay attention to these little bitty things. And some of them I've documented, like never trust a human that knows way too much about clouds. Oh, those clouds over there to the east are stratus clouds. These are some nice Sirius in the bottom here. I see some cumulus, some nimbulus coming in. What? Those are gray. Those are blue. Why do you know so much about clouds? You need to go back to your house and watch some more Weather Channel, Jason. Never trust a human. Never trust a human that still uses ice cube trays. What? You haven't upgraded to ice machine, or you can't go buy a bag of ice? You still use ice cube trays? How are you catching up with it? You got like a program, like you set an alarm and you make sure that you fill the ice cube trays at 2 and 8 and 6. Weird. I can't trust humans. Here's another one. Never trust a human that still uses a Mapsco. Who's going? What? Who's driving the game? Oh, Anthony is. Oh, okay, cool. You know how to get there? Yeah, I got this Mapsco. Why do you have a Mapsco? Is that so you know where you buried all the bodies? Are you looking for a treasure? Man, I'm getting out of this car. I'm Ubering, man, to the game, man. I don't know why you have a Mapsco. Right? Never trust a human. Humans can't be trusted, man. I'm telling you. They've been giving us signals like never trust a human that can look up in the sky and tell you, oh, that's north, there's south, that's west, that's southeast, that's southwest. How do you know all that? You weren't in the military, Jeff. How do you know that's north? And like, why? Do you even human? Anyways, that's the Do you even human segment. Time for the last segment. It's called Live at 5. So much negativity in the world, even on this podcast sometimes. Where we don't celebrate enough this stuff, but it's great to be alive, man. So this is my Live at 5 segment where I celebrate each category of 5. It's a top 5 list. I couldn't think of a fancy name. Okay, so in honor of the Cowboys playing the 49ers, before we get to the list, who's going to win? Who y'all got? Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, baby. Beat the 49ers. I don't know. I'm a toss-up. Depends on which Cowboy team shows up. I'm not really buying into what happened last week against the Eagles. They had the second, third team in there. And I don't know. I'm not really buying that. We're a roller coaster team. So my heart is saying Cowboys. My mind is saying the 49ers, but an R. Kelly. But my body is telling me no. I'm going to go slight edge the Cowboys. I don't know how we're going to cover Deebo Samuel, and I don't know how we're going to cover Kittle. But we got great receivers too. They've been running the ball like crazy. Hopefully Micah Parsons is healthy. Quarterback-wise, I mean, edge to Dak if he's Dak. So I'm going to go Cowboys 31, 49ers 27, something like that. The Cowboys better win. If the Cowboys don't win, man, it's going to be some heads to roll here. Anyways, so 11-5, back to that. So this is in honor of the Cowboys playing the 49ers. The 49ers were a big deal in the 70s and 80s. And now to me watching it as a Cowboys growing up. So these is my top 5 49ers of all time. My favorite top 5 49ers of all time. Before we get to the list, let's do a couple honorable mentions here. Deion Sanders, he was only a 49er for a little while. Charles Haley, he's a Cowboy to me. I've met him. He's a mess. He's a good guy though. But that's more Cowboys. So these are the top 5 49ers of all time. Number 5, Terrell Owens. Even though he was a Cowboy, to me, he's a 49er. The catch, Steve, not the catch you're talking about, the Steve Young TO catch in the playoff game there. To me, he's a 49er. You know, when he came with it, disrespected the star, the hoe. He's a 49er at heart and one of the best receivers of all time. So, number 5, top 5 49ers of all time. Number 5, Terrell Owens. Number 4, Roger Craig. One of the most underrated running backs of all time. Roger Craig. Not talked about enough. Greatness. Such a good running back. So we're going top 5 49ers of all time. 5, Terrell Owens. 4, Roger Craig. At number 3, I got Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott was a beast. Ronnie Lott couldn't be in the league right now. He'd get flagged every play. He would knock somebody's head off. He was looking to hurt people. Such a good safety. Just one of the best defensive players of all time. Top 10, top 20. Just greatness. Googling. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be in the league now, though. This is alive at 5, my top 5 49ers of all time. And number 2, 2 and 1, you know what's coming up here. I had to flip back and forth. It was really hard for me. But number 2, I got Jerry Rice. Easily could have been number 1. Jerry Rice, easily the best receiver of all time. To me, it's not even close. Jerry Rice is the best receiver of all time. Not even close. Who's close? Randy Moss might have maybe better jumping ability and a little bit more athletic, but I even if you ask Randy, and I love Randy Moss, if you ask Randy Moss, he's going to tell you Jerry Rice. Now, Jerry Rice, not only the best receiver of all time, could be the best NFL player of all time. Just great. Probably suit up right now, get 3 touchdowns against the Eagles, second team. Anyways, the top 5 49ers of all time. Number 5, I had T.O. Get your popcorn ready. Number 4, I had Roger Craig, the most underrated running back of all time. Number 3, Ronnie Lott. Mama said knock you out. Number 2, Jerry Rice, the GOAT of receiving. And my favorite 49er of all time is got to be Joe Montana. Joe Montana. I think when I was a little kid, in the late 80s, before the Cowboys were good, watching all those Super Bowls, it's just the dude he was Brady before Brady. Just clutch. He was like Brady and Aaron Rodgers mix. He had no nothing. He didn't stumble or nothing. Just a great quarterback. I think he threw 5 or 6 touchdowns in the Super Bowl one time. My brother liked him. We had the jersey. We didn't have the jersey. Somebody gave it to us. But just one of the best quarterbacks, especially Super Bowl of all time. Anyways, guys, that's the show. Thanks for tuning in, all 4 of you. He always hates on his listeners. Here's a guy that talks to himself because he has anxiety. Anyways, you guys have a good week. Cowboys play this Sunday. Hope they win. Hopefully I can get some job stuff going. Need a job bad. Sitting here is starting to get to me, man. I'm not with anxiety. It's hard to just sit. Look, I messed with my hat this all. I've done so many dishes. I feel like who's the boss over here? I've been doing so many dishes and making sure there's dinner, sweeping, cleaning toilets. I need a job. So if you're hiring me, hit me up, Steve. Let's know. Anyways, you guys have a good week. Like I always say, have fun, do something memorable. And if you do, don't get in trouble. And don't call me because I don't answer the phone. And if I do, I'm letting it go to voicemail. I might call you back a couple of weeks ago. Anyways, I'm dumb, I know. You guys have a good week. Thanks for listening.
Hey, yeah.